Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez Williams, and I am going to make this amazingly delicious soup, and it tastes like Spaghettios. I don't even know if Spaghettios exist anymore, but they existed when I was a kid, and we didn't get to have them very often because it was pasta in a can and meat and like red sauce in a can. But when I made this recipe, created this recipe the first time, it tasted and reminded me of Spaghettios, although it has nothing of all of that in it other than the tomatoes. So I want to know if you have ever had Spaghettios but had them in the comments. If you've never had Spaghettios but never had it, and tell me. This is a soup that has a lot of veggies and it also has meat. It has ground beef. You can also use just like strip or chunks of beef as well, like chunks of beef, or stewed meat, or you can use just ground beef. I'm going to use ground beef this time, although I think my original recipe is with meat chunks. So I have 2 pounds of meat. I'm starting to bring 6 cups of water to a boil, and I am starting to saute 1 cut onion. I just cut it like this just because it's easy, with a tablespoon of butter, or you can use a tablespoon of avocado oil or coconut oil. I'm just using butter, and I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder to each one. And if you want to use minced garlic, use a half a tablespoon or 3 cloves of garlic in each one. Someone just came in the thing in the screen. All right, so let me get my half a teaspoon here. This is not dry, I don't think. So half a teaspoon of garlic powder in the meat and half a teaspoon of garlic powder in the onions. I'm gonna let those start sauteing. And I already cut, but this would be a good time to cut your zucchini. So 3 regular sized zucchinis, or 4 tiny ones, or 2 huge ones, 3 just like medium zucchinis into triangles, and then 16 ounces or 2, I don't have a 16-ounce bag of broccoli florets, so you could use, I'm using 2 12 ounces because I don't have a 16, but 16 ounces is my original recipe. So we're gonna let this just start to cook, and then I have in my soup pot 6 cups of water. While that is cooking, I'm going to grab a little container to mix my spices. It's not necessarily necessary to mix them. You can just drop them in the soup, but I'm going to do it anyways. So in here, we are going to put this is 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons of paprika. 2 teaspoons of paprika. And 2 teaspoons of pink salt. I have these like organized in the quantities. 2 teaspoons of pink salt. That wasn't quite one full one. And then we're gonna put 1 teaspoon of each of these. So coriander powder, 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of chili powder. Tell me where you're watching from. Hello, hello. If you like soup, put like it in the comments. If you have tried Spaghettios in your past, this is chili powder, 1 teaspoon of chili powder. Had them. If you've never had Spaghettios, this doesn't have anything in, hi Renee, of Spaghettios except for the tomatoes, but it tastes like Spaghettios. This is ginger, 1 teaspoon, and then 1 teaspoon of turmeric. Okay, I hear things behind me moving around, so I'm gonna come and, you love soup, wonderful. Joe is thankfully helping me right here, thank you. I am going to start mixing my meat. Thank you. And, cooking my meat. And then we're almost ready to do the next step. Not quite. We need the meat to be, well, the meat doesn't need to be cooked to do the next step, but the onions need to be somewhat transparent to do this next step. We can get it ready. So, and oh yeah, I can do that part. All right, so I have my onions here. They are smelling amazing. Renee, have you ever had Spaghettios? We used to have them growing up. So now what I'm going to do is dump my broccoli broth in my water. It's not quite boiling yet. That's okay. I can bring it back to a boil. I'm just trying to occupy my time productively. And then I'm going to put my zucchini in there too. And I have 3 regular sized zucchinis. I actually have 4 little ones, but it's equivalent to 3 regular size or 2 huge ones. All right, now I'm gonna get this moving around again. And then my onions, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I don't want them to burn. And then all we have to do now, when you as a child, yes, me too. That's the only time I ever had them, and they were so good. I remember them being good. Well, not very good for me, but they were good. And this soup surprisingly tastes like that, even though there's no pasta in it. Okay, now I have this great stuff right here. All this seasoning ready to go. And then all we have to do is we are actually going to blend some of our sauce, or we're going to make more like liquidiness for our soup because we're going to blend it. So let me get these all tightened, and maybe that will give us enough time to then do the last little bit. All right, I don't know where that came from, right here. For the onions. Now the onions, we're going to put the onions into our blender. So if you have a blender that you can put all of this at once in a blender. I'm just going to do it in pieces just because I didn't feel like getting out my big blender. And I don't have a bigger cup for my little Ninja one. So I'm going to turn off my my burner for the onions. And you can let them get a little bit more transparent when you make this yourself, if you'd like. So I'm going to put these in, and I'm going to get my, also my butter. I'm going to put my butter in the big pot, the extra butter, just because I don't want to get it all too hot in there. Although you could put it in there as well. Okay, now I'm going to mix my meat, and then we're going to blend part of our sauce here. Okay, now that we have the meat almost browned, it's almost there. It is not there yet, but it is almost browned. Everyone give Joe some hearts for like cleaning up around me and behind me. He's like the ultimate sous chef that I always wanted. Actually, I didn't think that I was ever going to cook. I swear I would never cook. And then I told my mom I'm going to find someone who cooks, which actually he does. But I then decided to cook and that I like it instead of hated it. And thankfully, he supports in this way. All right, now I am going to put a 14.5 ounce can of diced tomatoes. You can also dice your own tomatoes, like for fresh tomatoes. I didn't have enough to do that this time, but you can dice your tomatoes. If you can get ones that are without salt or sodium, that'd be great. And then I have a cup of heavy whipping cream that needs to be blended with this. So you can put it all in if you have a bigger cup than I do, or you can just use to the max like I have until so that it doesn't overflow. All right, now I just need to blend this, and then we are almost done. Well, almost. We're almost done with the main part before you just let it cook. All right, this makes this amazing liquid. Yes, Renee. Renee said, best husband ever, Joe Martinez Williams. All right. Now I have this amazing liquid.
What is it?
So I'm going to put some of it in my big soup pot. This actually tastes so good.
Can I play with Lex because she's on right now and take one side for off with mine?
Ya. Pero ya terminaste tu movimiento? ¿Y tus actividades? All right, so I just added the rest of my heavy whipping cream to the lid of this so that I can mix it and blend it with this. Make sure it's sealed. Now it's going to go in with the rest. If you can do it all at once, then that's obviously easier and better. So now this is all coming in here. I'm going to get all of it out. It's all in my big soup pot, and then I just need to turn my meat, and then we can add the meat and the spices, and it will be done. Well, then it's just going to be cooking it till the veggies are the consistency that I want them. So it'll actually, I like them to be a little bit softer, but if you want them more like al dente, then you can cook them less. All right, now all I have to do is move my, put all my meat and the juice, the grease in with the soup. And then now all I gotta do is to mix it together and add my spices. And then I'm gonna let it boil and like continue to like low boil. So I'm gonna put all my spices in here. And I'm gonna move them all around. And it is done, but not done. It needs to now boil. And I'll probably let it boil for about 15 minutes. And my spices kind of like clumped up on the inside of the spoon, so I'm going to make sure that they come off of the inside of the spoon. There we go. Now I'll let you look at it inside. So good. And it is, thank you for sharing it, Renee. And Renee, if you're still on, make sure you, I'm going to message you after I get off. Okay, now, that's it. Now we're just I'm gonna put a timer on and check it and see if the consistency, the meat is cooked. So now it's just, I want the consistency of the broccoli and the zucchini to be soft. And then all the spices will get to cook in there and do all the things that they do and make it absolutely amazing. And I'm gonna tell you, it tastes like Spaghettios. And you can add some cheese if you'd like, some shredded cheese, whatever flavor you want. Okay, cool, Renee, wonderful. Whatever flavor cheese you like, and enjoy. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. From my house to your kitchen, global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye!